Hello, welcome back to Frank's Garage. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you end up liking this video, hit that thumbs up button. So, my Nissan Sentra is up and running. Everything is installed that has to do with the rack and pinion and the steering column. It's running good. The one thing though, since it doesn't have any more power steering, it's a very difficult steering wheel to turn if you are either stopped or going 5 miles per hour. But if you're going over 5, you're gonna be moving easy. Okay, so during the weekend, the car, I noticed that it was dripping oil massively. I had it. Excuse me. I had the burp on that. I had it running. I had it in park. And it was just that moment that I noticed that there were marks of oil drips uh, on the floor or on the ground where I was parking the car. And when I got here, I noticed that I noticed that it was continuous to the point where I had parked the car right here. I left it running, so I could see what was going on, and it left me this little puddle of oil under the car while running, and it only took about maybe a minute to make that puddle. So immediately I turned off the car, and I was in a desperate situation to find out what was causing that. And I noticed that the leak was coming from the backside. So basically what I mean by the backside is this is the front of the car and of the engine bay. That's what I meant. This is the front of the engine bay, and that's the back of the engine bay. So the oil was dripping from the back side of the engine bay. And I noticed it's obviously it's engine oil because it looks kind of goldish. So immediately I started thinking, hold on, the oil filter is at the back. And I remember tightening that thing real nice with my hands. Obviously, you shouldn't use the tool to tighten it up, but I remember doing it real tight with my hands. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that cannot be the problem. It's gotta be something else. So after I let the car cool down a little bit, I raised it up again, and I saw that the problem was not the oil filter. It was what's next to the oil filter, and that is the oil pressure switch or sensor. That little thing is sitting next to the oil filter, and I took it off, and yes, that's where the oil was coming from. Yep. So I got a new one, and I put it back on. Fairly easy, fairly simple. I will be putting pictures up as I am talking, so you can see where it is and how tight. Well, I'll take that back. It wasn't that tight. It's just a little uncomfortable because you gotta get under the car and reach up through the back side of the engine bay towards in this case it would be, since the engine is facing that way, so it would be up the right hand side of the engine. So yeah, when I finished that up, I made sure to clean out all the residue that was left because of that, and guess what, it fixed the problem. So that way you guys know now, if you have a situation where it's just dripping oil massively non-stop and leaving a puddle wherever you are, make sure you go ahead and quickly check your car. And it could be something that's easy as a oil pressure switch or the oil pressure sensor. however you guys call it. I mean, I know it's a sensor, but at the same time, it's also a switch. So I don't know. You guys let me know later. But yeah, switched it out. I'm gonna show you the old one. Got it right here. There's the old one. This thing, and you see how it's still leaking oil. Um, yeah, I'm guessing the internal gaskets or seals of it broke apart or wore out completely. But yeah, this is the piece. I put the new one in. Also, if you guys have Instagram and you guys use Instagram, you can follow my account. I'm gonna put it on the screen here. You can follow my account. I also put stuff that have to do with my cars and other things I do. So you can follow me there too if you decide to do so. Now, the other car I have is a Toyota Yaris. It's a 2010 Toyota Yaris. Yesterday it had a flat tire when my mother-in-law and cousin came over from work. They came back with a flat tire. It's this tire right here, and it had a nail. I took out the nail and did whatever I needed to do to get this tire repaired. The thing is, okay, so let me explain what's going on here for a second. Okay, so you see where I put the plug on the tire. Well, that's actually the sidewall of the tire. That's the exterior sidewall. Um, oh, my bad. No, that's the interior sidewall. Well, it really doesn't matter which sidewall it is. I completely forgot at the moment I was recording this video. I had completely forgotten that if you get a nail or a cut on the sidewall of your tire, either the inner or the outer sidewall, you cannot repair the tire. Apparently, there's no uh, repair method if you have a damaged sidewall on your tire. And I had completely forgotten about that, but when I was doing the procedure to uh, fix the tire, and when I was also recording this video, I just completely forgot. So to explain a little bit better, let's switch over to this other picture. This edited picture. I know it's not a very well done edit. I'm not an artist. I'm not a professional photo editor. I don't have a guy who does that for me. Anyways, just to explain, you can see those two yellow lines that are not completely straight. I use those yellow lines to separate the inner and the outer sidewall from the center tread of the tire. So the orange part, those are the sidewalls, and the blue part is the center tread of the tire. So basically, if you get a nail or a cut on any of the two orange zones, then you cannot repair the tire. You gotta replace it. If you get a puncture, either a nail or a cut in the blue zone, then you're good to go. You can get it patched up or get it repaired completely and keep using the tire. I just wanted to put that out there. So if you guys didn't know about this, now you know about this. And it works the same on any kind of tire. Okay. Now, let's go back to the video and to where we left off. The thing is, I don't know if the material that I used is the best. It could not. It maybe is not the best. It is from Harbor Freight. You're probably gonna get on me from buying something cheap. Well, uh, that's that's what I had at the moment. Um, but let's see, I got this little spray bottle with water and soap, and it does have tire pressure still. But let me see if it'll make any bubbles. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep, it's bubbling up big time. Yeah, so whatever I did wrong, it's definitely bubbling up big time. Yeah. So whatever I did wrong, I gotta go take it to a tire shop and uh, hopefully they can. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had an important phone call, but yeah. So I was saying that whatever I did wrong, I did it wrong. I don't know what exactly I did wrong. I followed the steps of how it's supposed to be done, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna take it to the tire shop. And specifically, I'm gonna go to the Walmart Tire Center. Since I do have to go to Walmart for other things, so might as well knock out two birds with one stone, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on my Explorer. I'm gonna throw this back in there, and yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I'm gonna go over there, get that done, and when I come back, I'll see. Hopefully, I can show you how it ended up. Maybe they'll patch it up from the inside. I don't know. I don't know. I know it's on the side of the tire instead of being at the dead center of the tire. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe it should have just been patched up from the beginning, not actually putting those sticky things in. I forgot what they're called. Anyways, yeah. So I'll come back later and uh, do a follow up on this right here. So for reasons that I had to go to basically another city, another county to go get uh, a part for my Ford F-250. I now at almost 8:30 at night, I'm installing the new um, the wheel back to the car with the new tire. Yes, you heard that right. I had to get a new tire. It's the same reason that I explained earlier. Since the nail that the tire had gotten was actually on the sidewall, I couldn't get it repaired. The reason for that is that the sidewall is the part that actually flexes when going over bumps, uneven surfaces, and basically everyday driving. So, when you're going to the left or going to the right, the sidewall is the part that completely gets squished in either direction when you're turning, especially if it's on the front tires. Um, on the rear tires, it does it, but it's not as much as in the front. But either way, there's no way to repair a tire when you get a puncture or a cut on the sidewall of your tire. So there you go. That's the reason why I had to get a new tire. I paid a good price. I was expecting when they told me that I needed to get a new tire, I was expecting to see a price over $100. But Walmart treated me pretty good, and they got me a new tire with a new valve stem installed for just about, if I remember correctly, it was about $80 in total. With that's including the cost of taking the old tire out, keeping the old tire with them, and installing the new tire on the old rim. Okay, so I think that was a good price. If you guys have paid less than what I just mentioned, then please let me know in the comments below, and I would actually like to know, how much you guys have paid for a tire. Well, the thing is, this is a 15-inch tire, okay? It's probably not going to be the same for a much bigger tire, but this is a 15. I believe the size is 185, 60, 15. So I think that's the right size, but don't really quote me on that. But anyways, that was my price, and I thought it was a good price. But that's what I had to do, and let's continue with the video. So I basically arrived back to the house at 8. So here we go, because they're going back to work tomorrow morning, so I better do this quickly. And when I say tomorrow morning, I mean they leave the house at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm not gonna be awake at that time. Oh, I got the wheel the wrong way. Okay. All right. Now this is gonna have to go like this. Okay. We knew this was gonna end up as a wheel installation video, but it's not. It's just that's what I had to do, and I actually had to leave my house or the shop very early in the day, and they came back basically an hour after I left, so they had to wait for me. Okay, now I'm gonna torque it. Give me a second. So the part that I had to go get is the it's the fuel pump for my Ford F-250, because the fuel pump is going bad. And how do you know if the fuel pump is going bad? Well, the hold on. The fuel pump on a diesel truck, the one that's going bad, is a secondary fuel pump. So basically it's the fuel pump that goes between the gas tank and the engine, and it's basically underneath the rear driver's seat. So something to note, whenever you hear a really loud, very annoying noise coming from under your seat, then that's your secondary fuel pump. that would be your secondary fuel pump going bad. And so that's what I have, but it's only doing it when the engine has been running for a while. When the engine is cold, it doesn't even do it. So this thing is really dusty. Let's see. Okay, it's in. All right. So yeah, whenever you have a diesel pump making a lot of noise, you better replace it as soon as possible. That way you save yourself from having a gigantic nightmare. Because if for whatever reason something were to happen to the secondary fuel pump, it could affect your primary fuel pump. That's also a nightmare, because if it affects your primary primary fuel pump, then you're gonna need a fuel pump that's gonna cost you $1,500 or so. And to be honest with you, you don't want to be in that position. You really don't want to be in that spot. So might as well, the moment you hear it going bad, replace it. Don't bother fixing that. I don't think there's any fixing for that. Otherwise I would have seen a repair kit, but there isn't one. So go ahead and basically replace the pump and have yourself a good day, because like I said, you don't want that to actually go bad all the way to the point where it won't start, or actually puts water in your fuel system, and then you're gonna have what I call a really bad day. Okay, so I gotta replace that piece of junk. I gotta replace this eventually. But okay guys, just had a good sweat doing that. You guys have a good night. Well, in my case it's a good night. It's very dark out here. You guys have a good night. A good day, good weekend, whatever time it is, whatever time of the week it is for you guys. You enjoy it. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Which I don't know when it'll be, but who knows. See ya.